Hello and welcome to another replay analysis of 7.27c, and we're actually going to watch a game by DubuPolarBear, who's actually in chat. Hang on. This game's really bad. No, fucked up. I just kind of want to see what I could have done better, differently in lane. Alright, great. It's awesome that you're here. We're going to give you instant feedback so you can let me know, because there are going to be some things that you're going to do and I'm going to question you. So it's best that you can kind of let me know what you're thinking. In that sense, but like all of the other replays that I've done, obviously since you made the submission, I'm going to follow your replay. This is going to be your player perspective, so we're going to see exactly what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. Hopefully we see more what you're doing right, but that's not always the case. It's again the first 10-15 minutes, and then we'll kind of just scale it up into the rest of the game. So starting out here, hang on, let me just click on you. I'm okay with this. 6 tangos, obviously need to go in heavy. Game's about to start. You're not in position to start. I preferred you to be here. Now you're going to be too slow. Oh, nice cask. Okay, so you stole that one, but that was only because you got lucky with the Witch Doctor and getting the sense of the, you know what I mean, the two-man cask and they're standing right next to each other. But to be honest, your positioning should have been a little bit closer. If you're really wily, you can swashbuckle, steal the rune very quickly. But a good start for you so far. And you're laughing like crazy. Excellent. 1 second. All right, here we go. Yeah. No, yeah. Sneak around. No one's gonna sneak around. Who's gonna sneak around? No one. Starting off with a little bit of sleep here. Fine. Let them take it as much as possible. All right. Your job, seeing is it's like in the perfect spot for the Radiant. You want to push the lane, right? You don't want to just because you want it under tower. And so you want to do it. Now, it's going to push one of the other ways. Your Witch Doctor's taking a lot of damage here. But it's actually in a really good spot for the Radiant side, right? Because it's outside of tower and everything. And it's pretty much even in terms of creeps. So you need to figure out a way. And again, you're trying to last hit using your swashbuckle and hitting the Drow at the same time. But it's going to push now. You have 4 creeps on the Dire, that is. Or sorry, the Radiant. And your range. Okay. You left a little bit early. I would pop a Tango right now. I would preemptively top it because you're a little bit low. You're going to definitely take some more damage. You want to be aggressive, right? And especially early, now that you're a level behind, things get a little bit more difficult, right? And that's another reason why you push the lane earlier, because you kill a lot more creeps, right? So if you kill more creeps, you get more XP faster, and you can get that level 2. And to be honest, level 2 versus him getting level 2 first, it's a world of difference. You'll feel it in the lane. Oh, your Witch Doctor's in a bad spot. You need to save him. Okay. Another thing, you're not wasting any of your mana. Oh my gosh, the Witch Doctor. Part of me dies inside. So you need a swashbuckle to secure the range creep, if you can get it at any point. At the same time, you need to efficiently hit the enemy carry as well. Like that Drow, you need to be constantly regenning mana at this point. You're not doing that here. Alright, Doom gets the first blood in the other lane. This whole immortal thing, this healing thing, is like pay to lose in my opinion. Because it shows too much of your zone. I don't like the Witch Doctor one. Okay, now you're trying to... Alright. Yeah, you can push the lane a little bit here. I'm okay with this because of the fact that there's actually... Your creeps are outnumbered. So the lane... You know what I mean? Like, so the creeps are going to push regardless. But you have not spent any of your mana. Sir, okay? Definitely something you need to work on, right? Because, like, you don't have to spam it willy-nilly, and that's a problem. But you need to spend it so that you're constantly regenning it. You're getting some value so that, you know what I mean? Like, if you don't use it at all, then then over a period of 10 minutes, you're gonna do less damage to them. I hope this makes sense. I don't want to go into too much detail, but I hope that analogy in itself, you kind of realize what what's going on. Alright, Witch Doctor's playing super dangerous. And yeah, if they're going to punish your Witch Doctor like that, you need to get up on him, right? And you have level 2 with Swashbuckle. I haven't seen a single use of it. I don't even know if you know how to use the spell. Dare I go too far? I mean, it's... Okay, that was the first one, but you used it, and you're just pushing the lane, right? That doesn't help you. What you want to do is you want to secure the range creep, best case scenario, or if worst case scenario, or a somewhat less worst case scenario is to get a creep, a last hit somewhere, and hitting the creep or the enemy, the carry. You need to hit both. If you can hit more than 2, if you can hit both of the heroes, the enemy heroes, and get a last hit out of it, that's like the most efficient thing that you can do. Right? So that's what you want to constantly aim for. And look at your mana regen. You have a Basilius, right? The purpose of this Basilius is so that you're constantly regenerating the mana. The 1.4, the way that you're playing Pango right now, is not aggressive. And B, you're not taking advantage of the fact that your item is giving you more mana regen. So these are two things that you're going with a cookie cutter build, but you're not understanding why you're doing this build. Okay? Because this lets you spam this way more, meaning you get more last hits, you do more damage to the carry, and then you dominate the lane through that way. Okay? Yeah. Don't worry about it. Like, yeah, you just need to work on the timing on this. Because if you're getting those last hits, and then you're also, regenerating mana, like the 2.4 is sick. That's like, you know what I mean? Like, that's like having like a CM on the team, right? Because it's just so much value. And it just regens by the time it's up again. You're only down, what, 50 mana? Right? It costs 90 mana. So there's, like, you should be way ahead right now. And 18 and 5, 23 and 3, it's not the worst thing in the world. But if you really want to get better as an offlaner, these are the small things that you can do where you do more damage. Okay, you got a last hit on that one. You missed the Drow. So we'll kind of work on this whole vector casting of that spell. But it'll really help you because, you know what I mean? Like, these tiny things. And look, you've got a Morbid Mass now. Like, that's really good at this stage. In 5 minutes, I mean, yeah, you don't have boots. But you don't need boots because you got a Swashbuckle. So you just need to just, alright, good. Hang on, let's see what you're saying. Father was afraid you'd die. Yeah, okay. So, if that's the case, another thing that this Drow has not been doing, hang on. I don't know if you've clicked on the Drow yet. But you can see that she has 5 tangos, right? So she's pretty much unmatched in terms of her regen. You haven't done enough for her to even start using the tangos, okay? And if she starts to go on you, this is where you need to be very clever in your positioning. Like, if you're here, you swashbuckle, and then now you're on cooldown. Now you run away. Now use the trees. Exactly what you're doing now. That's perfect, right? And she has to back off because you're completely out of line of sight. So now this is where you kind of run. And now that you're at level 2, this is a 16-second cooldown, which is very different. Oh, yeah, he's going to probably die for this. Yeah. Stupid witch doctor. I don't know if this is your friend or not, but Wand before Brown Boots is very stupid as a support. Because at the end of the day, you need movement speed. You do not need the stats because you're not really tanking stuff up, so to speak. You're more of getting in and out and just trying to get in some shots. And plus, against this Frost Arrow, super annoying. Second thing is that when you click on the hero, you're going to see how much mana she's got. I mean, you can kind of tell. I don't even think you need to click on her. But you can see how much mana she has. And if she's kind of out of mana, which she is now is the time to... you don't have a salve. Okay, but you're going to just use your buddy to use a salve up, so to speak. But, like, you know the limits. Like, if you're forcing her to Frost Arrow you, fine. But now you know she's kind of low. She had to actually mango up so that she's in a respectable spot. But her kill potential goes down because she has less mana to work with. Okay, sorry. Let me go to player perspective again. We're going to follow you. Where are you? Pango. But you got Morbid Mass. This is actually a really good start because you get some... okay, but you got to get last hits. That's the only thing that I'm really seeing is that... Like, of the cores... Pango is so good because of his damage and the fact that the Swashbuckle, like, gets all of these debuffs. It's a really bad time to go for the cask here. You're not level 6 or anything, and this is kind of like an all-in thing. Yeah. I'm cringing because I'm like, this is not a good fight. I mean, you might get the Drow. Nice swashbuckle. Well played, sir. Another thing to note, and I don't want you to spam out consumables, but this is the situation where you might want to just send out a salve at some point. The Sonic Wave. Yeah, you can't really do anything. Okay, you're wasting time here, right? You're in and out. You haven't decided what you wanted to do, right? And I feel like you're fully committed on this, but this doesn't really help you long term. Right? I understand that you have the Morbid Mask and that can kind of heal, but the heal is kind of minuscule at this point. And you do need to respect the fact that, yeah, this is bad positioning, right? Oh, you're dead. Yeah. So you went in and you were cautious, but if that was the kind where you're like, okay, I need to play a little bit safe. Because what you've done, in fact, is actually hurt yourself more so in the lane, because you got the kill on the Drow, and then now she kills you, and she's getting more XP and gold. right? So that's like a worst case scenario. But if you're low, I mean, you don't want to go back to the fountain. You don't want to do that walk of shame, so to speak. But calling up a, you know, like a salve, I'm okay with that. Going back in the jungle, maybe stacking on your way back, like that's, again, some other ways to kind of make yourself a little bit more efficient. But I think that the decision making there was a little on the poor end. I think we can both agree on that, correct? Okay. So you're back. All right, so you saw the chick actually make the delivery to the Drow, but one thing I did not see you do is you didn't click on her. What did she pick up? Because if you see what sort of items she's getting, you can kind of understand it's like, oh, how am I doing versus how is she doing, right? And so that you kind of know, do I need to be, like, if she's so far ahead, you got to be like, oh, okay, I got to back the fuck up. Like, I cannot fight this person. Oh, God. Your Witch Doctor keeps getting into a bad spot. Yeah, I think that you needed to have Rolling Boulder to save her. I mean, one thing to note is it's 10 minutes here. Like, that was kind of like wishy-washy. Like, you pump faked it, but if you cast the Rolling Boulder, excuse me. Rolling Thunder, oh my gosh. It's not Rolling Boulder, duh. You might have been able to save the Witch Doctor, which might have secured the bounty. And now in this case, oh, Sonic Wave completely wasted on you, but yeah. You really can't, the level discrepancy is just too high. That's super rough. That's super rough. That was a bad turn of events. And that might have been lane losing for you. Because if we're talking about just kills alone, you were not really doing that bad. Okay? Your other lanes are feeding. Your Witch Doctor was definitely feeding. But these are the types of situations where you got to just tell your Witch Doctor to get out of the lane. Right? Just go stack. Try to make some sort of play elsewhere. Because he's not helping you. And look at this. This is exactly what Drow wants to do. I mean, she has 3 Wraith Bands right now, and she's got the Siege Catapult, and she's pushing towers. This is exactly what Drow wants to do. First quick tower, nobody's even nearby, obviously because you're somewhere else. And you're trying to make a play elsewhere. That was blind into a Fiend's Grip, this Warlock. Walking through Witch Doctor. Oh, nice. Okay. No, he gets pulled in, but you let him steal it. You let him steal it. That was actually massive because the Witch Doctor had his ult going. The totem was up. Okay. Pro tip. When you're against a Rubik, you have to... This is with Tide. This is with... I mean, it doesn't work with Enigma. But Witch Doctor, it works with Pango. If you're going to ever Rolling Thunder against a Rubik, you must ensure that one of your 2 Swashbuckle or Shield Crash are off cooldown. Okay? You can't just cast the Rolling Thunder and then just roll around, and because he'll just steal that, right? So what you want to do is Rolling Thunder and instantly Swashbuckle, or I think you can only Shield Crash, excuse me. But you use that spell, because when Rubik steals Shield Crash, that spell kind of sucks for him, right? It's not great. I mean, it's way better than stealing Rolling Thunder. So you need to protect your best spells, and this is clearly your best spell. Witch Doctor, on the other hand, can go with his Death Ward, and then he can heal right on top of it, right? So Rubik steals the heal, as opposed to the Death Ward. Tide, Ravage, and then you Anchor Smash, right? Like, these things, you have to think about your spell selection and how you play against a Rubik. That's the only thing, is that if you're smart with your spell selection, so you have to Shield Crash, that's what it is, yeah. Shield Crash and not Swashbuckle, that is. Okay. But yeah, but you have to think about the spells that you're casting so that you make sure, like Doom, he needs to Doom, and then he would probably, Scorched Earth, right? But you have to protect your spells, your best spells, because, that was super aggressive. Now you're low. That was a really bad play by the Terrorblade, by the way. And through it all... It looks like the Quap is going to get away. The Silence. The Orchid is unused. The Golem does hit it, but no. You don't really have that lockdown. The Fiend's Grip on the Warlock, and he's going solo. Split Earth is off the mark. Come on, man. Split Earth. You have, like, literally one job. Slowed down here. And I like this new Golem. It's, like, throwing me off, because I thought it was a new hero. But, okay. Yeah, now you're losing all the different lanes. You did kill the Bane in the end. The Bane in the end, that's fine. Yeah. But, again, like, these are the types of games where you're going to get practice. Is this a ranked game or unranked? Because you just need to work, like, cast your spells in a different order than you normally would against a Rubik. You can't just cast your spells willy-nilly. Alright, your TB does not have any space. You've lost all your T1 towers, and this is looking like a snowball game. And this is exactly how Drow wants to play. They want to be pushing towers as fast as possible. And that's a long-range one. Wow, okay. I don't think that was really worth it, but he has mana to spare. And Quamp is providing a lot of space. This Orchid is paying off in dividends. And he's going super ballsy. Aggressive. Orchid right into Ags. Like, BKB be damned, which it would be amazing against this Leshrac. And he's going to suffer at some point. But the Doom is up on the Leshrac. And he's going to look to turn this Doom going too deep. The Death Ward is there. And that's going to be a nice team fight for you guys. Do you deny Leshrac? Nobody even dares to look at him. Alright, so Rolling Thunder so far. Oh, you could have gone the right way. You actually probably could have secured that Quamp if you saw him. Alright, whenever you see this kind of stuff, right, where they start to flash, this is the perfect time to set up a bounty, right? Because these people need to die. When they become, like, on fire, you know what I mean? They're worth more because they're on, like, kill streaks, right? Oh, the stolen Death Alt. He tried to get cheeky, but the cask ends that. But pretty much these things, these borders in the new Battle Pass, they're pay to lose. Because at the end of the day, you're like, oh shit, this Quap is actually out of control. Yes, this Witch Doctor is starting to get bad. I mean, 5, 3, and 2, right? This Witch Doctor, like, had a shitty start. I don't think that he should have gotten Mantle of Intelligence, but, you know, he probably needed to have rushed Glimmer. I think Glimmer is actually really good for him. With all this magic damage. And, yeah, that Warlock gonna... There's no way that you get out of this. Yeah, that usage of the wand... Probably not gonna happen. So... I think it's gonna come down to how are you gonna deal with this Quap? Is somebody gonna get Atos? Is somebody gonna get Silence or an Orchid themselves? What is the game plan, right? Are you guys thinking big picture? Because that's how you're going to kind of end this. You know, you have, in terms of reliable stuns, you have, like, the Cask, which is kind of not really that reliable. And then you have a lot of control and area. Like, the Golem can hit, but you got to have somebody in, like, you know what I mean? Like, the Quap can get away right after that, right? You have to combo things properly. And for you to get in that best situation, I mean, you got a Yule's up here, probably into a Split Earth. Not the worst thing. You've been silenced. Into the Sonic Wave. The Leshrac was just walking forward. Scorched Earth is not used. Okay. I like the fact that he does have Pipe, right? This is actually super important. There's no way this Leshrac would have killed this Quamp because of the fact that he had Pipe right there. Right? Like, Leshrac just strives on magic damage. It's Scorched Earth. Like, he's trying to bait out the Golem. Yeah. It's interesting that he... Okay. Yeah, he's taking a ton of damage. Holy crap. He probably should have piped. Gets a silence. Why would Warlock walk up there? Okay. This is another situation where you see that you do not have any vision. You don't have any towers left. This is your vision. Your creep wave is pushing here. This is your only safe spot, so to speak. But you've lost your T2. If I'm drawing this on a map, I think that this is very important. Because this is your area. This little water basin or whatever I just drew. This is all you can see. Right? So anytime Warlock decides to walk up in this area, it's going to be dangerous. Right? You know the Quap is just sitting around making plays. So the Warlock can't just go up blind. Okay? You need some sort of vision. You need some sort of push out. If you're going to push up onto the high ground, you need to bring like 2 of your best friends. In a pub, sometimes it's difficult. But this is the only way that you can go up safely. Maybe you plant a ward from the low ground to the high ground so you can give you a little bit of vision. Hopefully you don't block out your own creeps. But you need some way to walk up in a safe manner where you're not just, you know, you don't have the Quap just like waiting for you at the top. Because if you know what I mean, like if you don't have that vision, it's really not worth going. And the Warlock paid for that with his life. Okay. I hear Yules catches out the Bane, who was trying to use Invis, but he walked under the sentry. This is probably one of the most warded sentried places in all of Dota, right? It's so good because you can see part of the river going up. It's a secondary, you know, I mean, it's not one level. If we're talking about this is level 1, 2, and 3, right? So it gives you that high ground, plus it gives you the vision almost to this ramp. And this one, because of the fact that it's so strategic in that sense, it has so much vision. This is the one probably you don't want to waste a ward. Because it's going to be dewarded a lot. Hey, J Games, how are you? Alright, so Drow here, who's been happily farming. Got even Grove Bow, so her neutral items have been kind of lucky. I think that this is pretty good for a ranged hero. But one thing to note is that she should push out this wave, and she should look to just start creating pressure elsewhere. I think at this point that they're so strong, where their team could literally just 5-man it. And as I say that, she does not do that. Split Earth there, catches it out. Drow just trying to run. Gust up, and the TP. Oh my gosh. No way. Yeah, that was so late. Okay. I don't... Yeah, the Manto is there. Okay. So, if the Drow is so strong, and the Doom has got Pipe Shadowblade, like, this team is ballin', right? The 11k at 20 minutes, right? Like, you don't have to get cute. Right? If you have a Drow and you have this sort of lineup and you're just, everybody's balling, literally just 5-man it, yeah, they got a little bit team fight with the Golem and everything, but like, if you space things properly, like have your Doom out front, Drow right behind him, like, you know what I mean, and everybody else just kind of on the outskirts waiting for any sort of action, like, you can just literally push towers to your heart's delight. Oh, Quap actually went in. Sonic Wave. The Golem does catch it out. The Rolling Thunder is going to bounce all around. Okay, they do get the Witch Doctor. She blinks away. And this is the struggle with your lineup. I'm pretty sure that looks to me like a last pick Quap. And I think it's a really good pick because of the fact that, I mean, you don't really have the control. This is like one of those mid-game... Oh, Yules? You used yourself. Awesome, awesome. I caught that. And you let him steal it again the second time? You're making this Rubik look like a god. You're making him look like FY, man. Don't do this. Okay, this is really bad. This is 2,000 gold. And you have a, like, it'll help you farm way faster than this Quelling Blade will. It'll give you stats. It'll give you HP, damage, mana, everything. And the Quap went in too far. You've stacked it? Nope. She gets on out. The Maledict seemed a little slow. I don't know if she's going to tick away. She's going to look to TP on out. Yeah, she's fine. Yeah. I feel like the Maledict was really slow on that one. I mean, you got to cast it early just so that when all the damage is starting to stack, obviously you're going to do way more damage. So, Drow. Okay, this is the typical carry core in the sense of I will stay in my lane till death do us part, almost, right? Like, you're seeing all this action, and the Quap is kind of, this is the part where Quap kind of falls off a little bit, right? Because there's only so many kills that you can get. She does have Axe, she doesn't have BKB, which is massive, right? If you want to fight into this lineup, you're going to need BKB to save yourself, right? There's just a decent amount of potential catch. And then the fact that the Leshrac now has Yules, and something that I talk a lot about my on my stream is that when you're going a core item, and I hate to say this because it's like, in my opinion, one of the most basic things is that you always go offensive item fine, but the second one always needs to go defensive. BKB should be a top priority item, right? Because if you get that, that Doom is stupid Doom. Okay. But, like, the BKB, it does so much work. Like, if none of these guys, if Witch Doctor can't cast you, Warlock Golem, like, can't really do damage on you. I mean, yeah, he can stun you with that, but you won't take any magic damage, right? And the Leshrac is pretty much straight up magic damage. For 10 seconds you have to just blow these guys up, right? So as a Quap here, I feel like this is a travesty. Right? Like, this is a huge issue. If you really want to improve and you want to get better, you want to start winning games as a core, 100% get BKB. Please. Like, if you're on my team and I'm playing with you and you're a core, if you get BKB, I will be your best friend. If you don't want a BKB, if you don't want to buy it, I hope to God you're on the enemy team. Okay? Don't worry about it being like a bad game or whatever, because to be honest, you had chances of getting back in. Oh, Fiend's Grip here. No Glimmer, no real save. The Sonic Wave catching out too. Oh, man. If you want to start a fight, you got to go in just Rolling Thunder, man. You got to Rolling Thunder. Now it's a little late because you get Yules done up when you were casting it. He stole it again. Yes, he did. That's the third steal. Witch Doctor just going to walk away. Okay, now. Quap has BKB. Oh, my. Interesting. She survives. she does really well. They win that team fight. Yeah, Doom died or whatever. But, like, this is perfect. Right? This is what we talked about. Like, she would definitely not have survived. Now she's taking things out because she wants to just get as much value out of the bottle, which she's looking for. And it's super difficult to fight into this now. Drow here probably is going to go Butterfly. Complete glass cannon build. I mean, okay. Ooh, just rolled up on that Witch Doctor. Or, sorry, on that Warlock. That skin is throwing me off. Both of the supports here, both have Aether. Okay, which is fine, but the thing is that somebody needs force in the event. Okay, if Drow does not want to get BKB, wants to go straight up damage like Butterfly and all that stuff, she needs an out. Because if she ever gets caught out, she's going to die. I mean, yeah, she has Manta or whatever, but like the supports need to be 100% on point with their lifts, their CC and everything. Because if not, she'll just die. So, okay, Quap, I like the fact that she's done BKB. Again, I would have gone Orchid, BKB, then Ags. But, you know, we don't live in a perfect world, I would say. I'm going to play with Holler. He's going to wish I'm on the opponent team. Yes, J-Games, if you were on my team and you are a core, then no, I will not. I'm going to actually put you on the enemy team somehow. Sonic Wave there, catches him out. BKB used again. What do you know? Look at this. Look at how amazing this is. This is how amazing BKB is. She would not have survived that. There was no way. They had enough catch, they had enough magic damage, and they would have blown her up. Look at how low she is. 703. And she's actually regenning. Right? This is how good BKB is. Like, and then you work around your own cooldowns, right? Yeah, it's on cooldown now for 45 seconds. You just don't need to be aggressive. So you run away. As I say that, she does not run away, and she's like an idiot. But you has enough mana to blink away once. This is actually super risky. This is actually stupid. But she'll be fine in the end. Okay, good. She doesn't even have... Okay. She didn't have enough mana to even TP, but... And Roshan goes the way of Drow. Alright, good. So I guess Quap is kind of creating space, so to speak. There's a regen for her. That'd be amazing. But, you know, we're not helping the Radiant team, so shh. Shh. Alright, good. J-Games. But you need to get... Okay, you can't just get BKB. And it depends on what role you are. If you're like the position vibe and you're just like, I'm just going to buy the BKB. Then no, I don't want to be on you. You're, again, on the enemy team as well. Even Doom getting in on the action, right? This is very, very smart. No. You're not kidding, J-Games. I know you were very serious. As am I. I'm always serious. This Doom here, okay. Look, this pipe is super good. Realizing that, like, there's a ton of magic damage on this team, right? Which is a really smart item. Shadow Blade, if you want to do this, this is like that finesse one. You're balling. It's not the worst thing because Doom has other ways to farm. I'm cool with this. But I think that the big thing was like, he was like, oh, I'm not going to get like Daedalus or AC or whatever like that. I'm going to go another defensive item because, again, it just keeps him in control, right? If you have BKB, you're running up on him, and he's got 34 regen, which is pretty sick with this Doom in this patch. By the way, Doom is very, very strong in 7.27C, if you haven't noticed that. But he can just literally BKB and just run up on you, right? Like, what's the control? Well, how are you guys going to deal with this, right? So in the same way that they're countering what you're doing, is your team countering what they're doing, right? Like, you're relying on the Yules, and to hit him on the bottom right before he blinks out, like the big things, if we're looking at it, who is the worst guy on this enemy team? I think it's pretty obvious. Okay, they get the gust up here. The Witch Doctor's just going to get blown up. Just really bad positioning there. Doom is in as bad. He dodges the Golem. He's actually going to be alive. Okay, Drow getting a lot of hits. The Rolling Thunder, that's stolen. I don't know if it was stolen before, but he went in again, and this Rubik is doing work. Oh, Doom get a little low. He didn't even use Doom. Literally Doom. Like, your one spell, and the reason why you play this guy is because of the skill that has the same name as you. And this Drow is looking to do work. Okay. Okay, Aegis is popped, and that's going to be a team wipe, right? Very simple. Very, very easy team fight, so to speak. Right? Drow could be aggressive. He could just stand his ground, considering the fact that he did have Aegis. So, yeah. Look how fast this is going down. Creeps be damned. I mean, yeah, creeps are in this situation, so the backdoor has been deactivated, so to speak. But, yeah, you're going to have the glyph on up here. Try to keep yourself alive. Okay, Doom did not cast Doom. He was looking for the TB. In my opinion, if you get the Doom or the Pango, or even maybe the Witch Doctor, I think that Actually, almost everyone is a good target. yeah. Like, if you can get the TB, I mean, it's going to be a little bit harder because there's so many different illusions and you can kind of fuck it up. But yeah, oh my god, the Witch Doctor. Mate, you're just, your positioning is really poor. Yeah, when you have BKB, you can do stuff like this. But yeah, it's on cooldown now. Kills the Warlock as well. And even Bane is like, hee hee hee, put you to sleep. Enfeeble. This is exactly, by the way, that was a an actual carbon copy of how Bane speaks. I mean, he puts on he puts on a good face in the sense of like his own voice of being like the sleepy guy, but that's how he actually talks. He gets 2 sets of racks. He's probably gonna look to go in the top racks very soon. But Drow, man, this is a lot of work. This is a lot of damage, right? He does need to be a little bit careful. I would have preferred maybe Hurricane Pike or something, but yeah, this Bane's gonna die. Yeah, so okay, you're strong, but not that strong. And this is how people get back in the game. You BKB, and you're gonna try to run on out. Oh my god, why are you fighting? Why are you fighting? You don't have mana. One more blink, and she's out. Ticks! Oh, the Rolling Thunder! You got her! Okay, the 829 gold. This is what we're talking about, right? That flame, you put out the flame. Well done. But I felt like you should have done this about 15 minutes ago. And your Witch Doctor was like, okay, thank you for killing the guy that's killed me like 10 times. And the Witch Doctor, okay, now here's the Doom. But really? Doom, you're by yourself, sir. Yeah, that was really, was never gonna get. Is never gonna work. He's got Shadow Blade at 7 seconds. He just needs to survive. He has not really been using pipe a lot. I mean, yeah, this TB's not doing magic damage, but I mean, you might as well pop it if you think you're gonna get chased. But yeah, look at this, 20.7. 20.7 without even casting his Devour. He casts Devour, and like his HP regen becomes insane. Doom, new hotness, 34.7. Look at this. That's sick, man. All right, here we go. Okay. All right. So Rubik here. Okay. If your cores are playing well, like I think this Quap and this Drow are kind of on point. You don't really need to like I'm not a huge fan of Zags, obviously. But me as a support guy, I'm always gonna look to get Force Glimmer, that style. And this TB has gotten. I mean, this is 31 minutes, right? The TB needs to get something out of this. This is a BKB on the Doom, who's going to look to go on in this. And Metamorphosis is being used, and Doom is like, oh shit, I just got hit by the tree, the Shadow Blade. Guys, you don't carry dust? Does no one have dust? You know that this guy's at a Shadow Blade. Like, this will be an easy tower after this glyph. Because Metamorphosis is pretty sick right now, especially with HH, by the way. Heaven's Halberd, super powerful this patch. But the fact that you guys didn't have any sentries, any sort of dust, like, this is the type where I understand that you're a Pango and you think that you're a core, but even cores need to start carrying dust. You need to prepare yourself. Because sometimes your Witch Doctor or your Leshrac or whoever, you know, or this Warlock are not going to be in position to have that dust on hand. Right? So you need to prepare yourself. Plus, you've got a spot, and you don't even have TPs, and you have way too much gold. You need to spend 1,200 gold right now because you don't need more than buyback. And I like the fact that you do have buyback, but you should never be in the situation where you're under. And as I say that, you just failed me. Like, it is an Asian dad right now. I'm actually disappointed in you. Okay? Don't make me micro you. I will call mom and I will get her to call you to talk about this because this is actually really bad. You need buyback, right? You have one last set of racks. This is your last hurrah. And if you die, yes, you might die. It can happen. But then you've got buyback to get yourself back into the game. Oh, the Sonic Wave. He's going to back on. He's been doomed. Okay, run. Buy a little bit of time. Golem actually stops him. Slows him down. Good. Warlock just sacrificing himself for the greater good. And it looks like he's going to get the Rubik. Leshrac here with BKB on his own. And now here comes the Rolling Thunder. Do you actually... Oh, the Rubik's dead. So I was like wondering. Fiend's Grip. Yeah, that's the counter to you. And as you can see, you're going to get chopped. Okay, now where's the buyback? Oh, you don't have buyback because you bought out with your items, mate. See, buyback is more important than this item, okay? When you buy out and you don't save for buyback, it's going to be a rapier. It's going to be... Actually, pretty much it's only going to be a rapier. In your case, there's no reason... Because there's no item in the game where you're going to be like, I instantly win this team fight. Or it's another situation where it's like poker, where I'm going all in. You went all in, but you bought the Maelstrom after you died. Okay, so efficiency-wise, again, this is not smart. You got to save up for buyback. Now creeps are literally just rocking up on your towers, and to be honest, I don't even know where this Drow is right now. But I feel like he should really be pushing the top lane. Where's the rest of your team? Where's the rest of this Radiant team? And yeah, this is like a complete glass cannon. Okay, so your team needs to figure out a way. And going back into this is that if the Drow is snowballing like this, okay. How are you going to deal with the Drow? How are you going to deal with the Quap? Right? These are questions that you need to ask going into the game. Not 20 minutes in. Because when you ask those questions, you're understanding and you're... Okay, how do I say this? You're putting yourself in a situation to counter that hero properly. And by asking those questions early, you buy the right items. Like, you understand, like, what is she going to get? And you can kind of saw that, like, as she was clicking through, she was going to get first big item Manta, fine. The next one, you know, Dragonlance, and then she got Butterfly, okay? So, like, you can see some of the components that she's getting, and I don't see enough of this, at least in this game, where you're constantly picking the heroes. You're clicking the heroes, seeing what's there. Like, there's a glimmer here. Does anyone have any dust? Is anyone actually prepared? If you're going to go up on this guy, he's just going to glimmer, and he's going to watch. Glimmer, right? Like, I'm not a fortune teller. Right, but I can see that these are the fights, and this is how things are going to happen because you're not prepared, right? Do you expect to kill a Ricky without any sentries or dust, right? No, because this is why you have to prepare yourself. And in Dota, you can itemize yourself so that you have the heroes and the skills that let you do these things, like getting invis and doing all that stuff. Oh yeah, that's just a dead TB, okay? So just, you need to prepare yourself for the worst. Like, what are these items? How am I countering? You need to constantly think. And you can't just be in this cookie cutter build that, like, what we're seeing here. Like, Leshrac right here. He went Yules. I think what, Arcane. Okay, we'll look at the items. I think, let's look at the graph, okay? I think that there's a lot to be learned just from that. In terms of how the cores on your team decided to buy the items, okay? So, hang on, let me look at the graph here. I think that this is actually a good learning. Okay, so you went Morbid, obviously, that's fine. Because it's the laning phase, it keeps you in. You're probably going to get Vlads at some point. I'm okay with that. That's not an issue. But at the same time that you got your Morbid mask, and then the 10-minute piece happened, the first big thing was the Orchid, okay? So your team responded. And if we're looking here, he went Arcane Boots, which is very late. If you're comparing apples and apples, right, in terms of the mid lane, he was going to go Yules. That was his counter to the Orchid, okay? So that's why he went there. You, on the other hand, you went Yules as well, okay? I'm wondering if an Atos or something of that sort might have been a little bit better for you because of the fact that you do have Rolling Thunder and, like, you're not going to be using, like, what is the point, I guess? What was your reasoning for this? If I may, Dubu, if you're still around. If not, okay, as I get into that next question, right, like, you're going to see then that the other piece that you see here is that you saw the Dragonlance from the Drow, and then he ended up getting Yasha. You know that Manta is on that list of things that he's going to buy, right? So even the stuff that you're looking to single tart with, like the Yules, he's looking to counteract you. Right? Like all the little stuff that you can do, the casks and all that stuff, like he can manta dodge that stuff, right? So you need to be one step further, right? Your TB did not farm very well. Got manta even after Drow had gotten manta and after the fact that he got Dragonlance. So he was definitely behind. But he decided to go Heaven's Halberd, right? Now, Heaven's Halberd is a good item, but it needed to, if you're going to get Heaven's Halberd, you needed it way earlier, right? Like, because you're thinking, oh, I can counter the Drow because I can cast Heaven's Halberd. But then, if you're looking at Drow, you can just Manta out of that, right? So this is, like, at this point, it's bad itemization, right? TB, at this point, needed some way to keep himself alive. Probably with, like, a Scotty, some sort of, you know, HP and damage dealing, like, that sort, right? But this Halberd, at this point of the game, was too late and it was not relevant, right? You went straight up Yules, you went into Blink. I'm not a huge fan of that. I think that you needed ways to kind of, like an Atos, again, this Quap was a problem, You needed to save yourself. You needed some sort of lockdown to deal with this quap. And I'm only saying this on you because, again, obviously the supports, it would have been best case scenario if somebody got it, or even maybe your Leshrac. Because she just went crazy. She went ham, right? Like, her net worth, like, she was the highest at 10 minutes, highest at 20 minutes, 30 minutes throughout the entire game, right? She was target number 1. Right? If you see somebody balling like that, you need to know that this is the target that needs to die. How do we kill her? If she doesn't have BKB, and she got a very late BKB, if you're thinking about it, 23 minutes, right? You had 23 minutes to itemize properly, to lock her down, to get that kill, and to steal all that money from that she had accumulated. Right? She's the number 1 target that needed to have died. Okay? So, all right, thank you so much for that replay submission. Obviously, there's a lot to learn in that one. If you like what I'm doing, obviously, just please feel free to reach out to me. You can find me at Holler TV. My name is Holler. You can find me on YouTube. Please give a like and subscribe there. And I do this every single weekday on my Twitch at Holler TV. So please do give a like and subscribe there as well. And I will catch you guys next time. Thank you so much.